Hi guys, welcome back to Katie Loves Katie, and it's language learning time. Let's go. In this video, I'll be sharing with you how you can improve almost all of your 4 skills through this free app called Duolingo. So for those of you who doesn't know what Duolingo is, then basically this is an online language learning app or website. It's both, so that you can learn a new language. So before we dive right into today's video, I just want to start things off by saying that I do not only use this method to learn Korean, and I don't think there should only be one method for you guys to learn a language throughout your language learning journey. There should be, we should know how to how to combine all of these methods together to maximize the results, So when I'm learning Korean or when I am planning my English lessons for my students, then I will try my best to think of an activity that can review all of the vocabulary, all of the grammar that we have learned, and how we can we can practice our speaking, listening, writing, and reading skills all at the same time. And if it can't be all of those skills, then I would try my best to put in there at least 2 to 3 skills. Like I said, I don't think there are right or wrong methods, because all the methods will benefit us somehow, because that's why they call methods. But then I do believe that there are some methods that are more effective than the others, and to me the effective method is the method that could help you build up your skills almost at the same time. It doesn't have to be everything has to be equally at the same time. There will be main skill that you want to focus on, but while you're focusing on that skill, you should be able to practice the other skills as well. So if you don't know what I'm saying, then you guys can check my Korean pronunciation video or my listening practice video, so that you guys can understand more of what I'm saying. And as throughout all of my language learning video that I'm sharing with you guys, then you guys can tell that how I am trying to develop all the skills at once. So enough with trying to explain to you the methods. We will go into how to use Duolingo effectively. And as you guys already understand, effectively is improving a lot of skills, not only the vocabulary and grammar. So let's go. So when you go on to Duolingo, then you can see that there are checkpoints, many checkpoints. So in Korean, there are 5 checkpoints, and in those checkpoints, there are topics. So it could be vocabulary or grammar. And in order to learn all the topics, then you need to finish the lessons in each topic to, unlock the new topics. And after you unlock the new topics, then you can unlock the checkpoints. And that's how it works. So your job is just to finish all the topics to unlock all the checkpoints. But then sounds easy, but trust me, it takes up a lot of time. But then learning a language, then you shouldn't rush it. It's about the journey. You have to be patient and learn the language. Not it's not about unlocking the checkpoints. It's about us knowing how to use that vocabulary, or knowing when to use the grammar structures. But then so in each lesson, they will teach you new vocabulary, and they will make you translate from the language that you are learning to your mother tongue, and vice versa. So when you translate from the language you are learning to your mother tongue, you need to be able to understand it, and that is when you are improving your reading skills. And when you translate vice versa from your mother tongue to their language, then they are helping you to form sentences with correct grammar, and they review your vocabulary as well. So this is just to summarize how Duolingo works. You don't need to watch my video in order to know what to do, but you need to watch my video in order to know how to use Duolingo effectively. And this method, or this tip that I'm about to tell you, is the tip that I always say in all of my videos is to repeat out loud. So whatever you do, you have to say it out. When you hear something, say it out. When you type something, say it out. So yeah, anything, like if you can say anything out, you have to say it out. Or even like when you don't hear or you don't write anything, when you see the words, read it out loud. Yeah, so that is like so easy but yet so effective. Like try to apply saying things out loud, and you can see like the major difference when you speak that language, because you won't be shy anymore, and then you got used to speaking that language. You know the pronunciation, you practice a lot, so your tongue will get used to speaking that language. So yeah, that is like my first and top tip for language learning.
민지가 식탁을 식탁을 민지가 식탁을 타가.
민지야, 방을 청소해.
민지야, 방을 청소해. Clean your rooms.
The second tip to make learning with Duolingo so much more fun and challenging is when you starting to get the basic understanding of the grammar structure and the vocabulary and stuff, then you should change it to typing instead of just choosing the blocks. Because choosing the blocks at first, it's for you to learn and for you to get used to the grammar structure, but then later on it will be really boring if you just choose the blocks. There is an option that I don't think that a lot of people notice, is you change it to typing. So when you change it to typing, you have to remember the spelling. Yeah, so it makes your brain works harder, and when it works harder, they will remember it more. So challenge your brain a little bit. So when you change it to typing, you will know the spelling and you will know the grammar structure better than just and how to how to use the correct tenses. Yeah, so that is my second tip. The third tip is for learning vocabulary. So when I use Duolingo, then I would write down all of the vocabulary in my notebook. So when I write them down, I would put them in their own categories, but I won't write the definition though. I would just write all the words that I see, and then after I finish playing Duolingo, then I would write down the definition to check how many words that I remember and how many words that I don't remember. And later on, like when I want to review something, I could just open that notebook and I would know, because it's in its own category, then it's easier for me to find that word. Yeah, but then writing down vocabulary and the definition is not good enough. You need to learn how to make sentences with the vocabulary that you wrote down. Is how you learn, new vocabulary. But then Duolingo already, help you with that. So that's clear. The fourth tip that I want to share with you is using the tips in Duolingo to learn grammar. I won't say much about this because I don't use this one a lot, because I learn my Korean grammar through Talk to Me in Korean, and it's pretty easy for me to understand. But then for those of you who doesn't know where to learn your language grammar, then you guys can definitely check the tips, and then you guys can read all about, they will explain pretty clearly on how to use the grammar. And last but not least, when you get an answer wrong, don't move on to the next question right away. You have to understand why you got that wrong, and that is normally how you learn, right? So if you don't understand, then you guys can do Google. But then what's cool about Duolingo, and it saves a lot of time, is there is a discussion button right at the bottom, so you guys can click on that or tap on that, and then there will be the thread that will show up, and you guys can see people discussing about it, the common mistakes that people get, and then sometimes there will be a native speakers come in and answer the questions that you guys are wondering about. And so yeah, I think that is it. So those were the tips that I have for you so that you can use Duolingo to learn the language that you are learning more effectively. I still have some more, so if you guys are interested, then please let me know in the comment. And I would also love to know when you've tried it out and it works for you, then please let me know as well. I'd also love to hear it if you have some, effective techniques or methods that you use that works for you so that I can try as well. So if you find this video helpful and enjoyed watching it, then please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and click on the bell to be notified when I upload new videos. And that is it. As always, please always be your magical self and shine in your true colors. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!